Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, this is my podcast, Through Rain or Shine. My name is Destiny. If you're not new here and you're just coming back, the podcast is still Through Rain or Shine. My name is still Destiny, but let's just go ahead and get into it. So, today I want to talk about something that is really close to my heart. I've recently been going through some things with people that I love and I'm close to. And I bet a lot of you guys go through this as well. When you're just getting older, you're going through things, and there comes a time where you start to drift away from people, whether it's their fault, your fault, life just happens. Regardless of the fact, it's hard to deny that it doesn't hurt. It's hard to tell yourself that you really are just fine without that person, because if this is someone that you've grown to love them and it's been years of a friendship that you guys have been building, whenever that comes to a stop or a pause, a halt, whatever you want to call it, it sucks. It really does. When you go from speaking to this person every day and then you go days now without speaking to them, it's very, very weird. When something important is going on in your life, whether it is good or bad, whether you want to share news or you just need a shoulder to cry on for that moment to help get your thoughts sorted out, it sucks that you don't have the closest person that you thought you had there for you. And like the first thing that I wanted to talk about was how it feels like a breakup and what to do when you feel like that. Is it normal? It is 100% normal. Whether it's a guy or girl, when you have a relationship, a friendship, and that's all I'm talking about, not romantic relationships, these are friendships. So when you have a friendship with somebody and you've gone through the ringer with this person, you've gone through your ups and downs, but at the end of the day, you trust that that person is there for you and you're there for them. You trust them with information about yourself, things that you're dealing with, your demons. And then the next day, they don't answer your call or text. It sucks. It breaks your heart. I have a friend right now who's dealing with some personal stuff. And if I get emotional, I apologize. I'll try to edit out some stuff so that I don't sound like I'm just on here crying. But I have a friend of mine who I did date this person for about like a year or, almost a year, a little over a year. I can't really pinpoint the exact dates, but I did date this person. But the basis of our relationship started as a friendship. We were friends for a while before things turned into a relationship. And then the reason it ended was because deep down in my heart, I just felt like he was my best friend and I couldn't continue trying to have a romantic relationship with someone that I see as family. I see them as my brother, as my confidant, my friend. Like, it just came to a point where I had to realize the difference and not be comfortable in something that I wasn't going to grow as a woman or homemaker with this person. No shade. It's just when you realize certain things don't work, you move on. But through all of that, we were able to grow back together as friends. And he's just dealing with something right now, but that's my best friend. I have another best friend and I'm also dealing with something there as well. But you can see that the reason why me and him are not speaking right now isn't because of an argument. It's because he has personal things that he has to work through. And as much as I love him and I want to talk to him, make sure he's okay, I have to give him that time to refocus and just figure everything out. And then if he comes back, he's healthy and I can reach out, I do want to go ahead and do that. But it sucks because I want to make sure that he's good. I miss my friend. And another thing, and this is just interjecting into everything that I'm talking about. This has nothing to do with losing friends. But if you feel like your friends are going through something and then out of nowhere, they're acting like they're so strong and capable of dealing with what, any traumatic event that they just went through, take it with a grain of salt. Do not take it at face value, because chances are they still need support and they're not 100% okay. They're making progress, but there is a big chance that they will fall again, and they just need you there. They need you there to be able to just give them support. Because sometimes there's red flags that you don't really pay attention to when you're just going through the motions and you just want to have your best friend back. So just kind of pay attention to those things. I wish I did. I think that's what kills me the most, that I feel like I wasn't aware of things that maybe I could have helped prevent or just help stop. And I feel like I was just blind and happy. And I don't know if that was like selfish of me, but I just wish there was something that I could have done. I wish I would have just paid attention more to any signs that I could have seen. I wish I would have asked deeper questions. But it's also a blessing because this is one of those breakups, I guess you can say, that's not really a breakup. It's just a pause. And it'll be okay. Things are going to be okay. And if you ever feel like there's a friendship that you're going through that takes a pause, it's okay. Sometimes you or your friend need to just recenter and refine themselves so that the friendship can grow, because it is hard if someone's dealing with something and they're trying to fake it to make you happy. And I think that that's something that happened in this case. I think there was things that he was just scared to tell me because we were so close, and I've dealt with my own shit, and maybe he just didn't want to put more on my plate. Maybe he just didn't want to have me worrying about him. Sometimes we do things and we're ashamed, and we just don't want the person that we love to feel embarrassed about us. So it could have been a lot of stuff. But I'm taking the time now also to just realize that things need to happen so that both parties can be okay. I want him to be good. I want him to live a healthy life and not have to be stressed about little shit that's going on in the world, things that just don't matter. I want him to be happy, healthy. So if it means that me and him can't speak for some time while he gets his shit together, then so be it. You know, I know God got you, and when the time is right, we'll pick right back up where we left off. So sometimes we have friends that maybe we bonded with over certain things in the beginning, but some of those interests or desires or ways of doing things have changed. And that's also okay. It doesn't mean you hate the person. It doesn't mean that you wish them wrong. You don't want anything to happen to them, but it's okay to want to distance yourself from energy and just behaviors that don't fit with what you're trying to do with your life. So I have another best friend. This is a girl, and this is someone that when I was going through a lot of hard times a couple years ago, me and her met randomly. Like, this is someone that I met completely out of random, and we just started having a conversation. It's crazy that the way that we bonded was, at this time I went to go hang out with this guy, and he was like, hey, let's go to my brother's house. Him and his girl are there, whatever. So we pull up and we're all just hanging out. We're like drinking wine, like just chill, just hanging out, talking, nothing crazy. But it's like the guys went to go talk about stuff that me and her really didn't care about. So we sit at the table and we're talking, and that's how the friendship started. We just kind of bonded over the two girls that are with the guys and just became friends after that. Long story short, both of us do not talk to those guys, but we're still friends. And that's my best friend. Like, she has been there through so much. There's things that I've gone through that nobody knows, but she's been there with me through it all. So I love this girl. She's my sister. But even with family, you have to separate yourself sometimes. And I'm someone that I think about my moves like 10 steps ahead. So I don't like being in situations that I feel like I can prevent. Don't put me in a situation where there's no way for me to like get out of it. I don't like that. I don't like to feel like I'm forced to figure something out. And if I don't, like, we could go to jail, or we're going to have to fight, or like just something bad is going to happen. I don't like that feeling. So something happened a couple weeks ago where she just kind of got a little out of control for my liking. I try to be the best friend I can, but if things start to feel like I cannot handle them, I am not going to stay in that situation. I will leave. So if it comes between me and you getting into a physical altercation, someone else possibly hurting me on your behalf, us going to jail, us getting kicked out of places, being embarrassed in public for no reason, just because, you want to. I can't get into that. And recently we've talked about it and I forgave her because at the end of the day, sometimes things are out of your hands. Like if you've been drinking, you black out, like we're young. I get it, but it's scary at the same time. So even though I do understand where she was coming from and I'm not judging her and I'm not going to hold a grudge towards her, I'm still here for her. Me and her still talk. It's just a matter of creating distance between the things that you're okay with dealing with and what you're not okay with dealing with. I'm not okay with having public arguments or causing a scene. Maybe when I was a little bit younger, but I have 2 kids now. 2 kids. I have 2 freaking kids. I have no time to be getting into a fight with my best friend or someone else wherever we're at because, a commotion was started. I hate that because it's like we started the fight and now like we have to handle it. No, I'm not someone who's like that. So I can't deal with it. So I had to separate myself. I had to get myself out of that situation. But to say that it doesn't hurt is a complete lie because it completely does hurt. Till this day, I don't know if I'll ever be okay with getting really close with my girl best friend again, just because the way I was hurt, it was just crazy. It felt like I was just in this vulnerable place and my feelings weren't heard. And I feel like if I allow for that to just continue, it would be my own fault because I can clearly see what I don't like and what it would cause for me. So for me to ignore all those signs and just dive in not caring would be to see my own defeat, honestly, straight up. But when it comes to, like I said, my friend going through something, if after he's all good, if he wants to stay friends with me, if being friends with him is not detrimental to his own mental health, which I hope not, I would be right here with open arms, ready to keep the friendship going right where we left off because that's someone I really care about. In time, maybe I can get close with the girl again. That would be awesome. But it's not something that I'm going to go and reach out for because I feel like this person just kind of needs to go through their own personal changes and personal growth and, just heal from things that she's gone through, and then we can go from there. I'm not a hateful person. I value my friendship so much. That's why when you stop talking to a friend, for me, it feels literally like a fucking breakup. It sucks. I think it's because I'm the same way though with when I have a boyfriend. I love to talk to my boyfriend. I love spending time with them, telling them things about myself, how I've grown as a person, my mistakes, the same way. Like I respect having a friendship first with a relationship. So I think that's why it hurts me so much when I fight with my friends because it's like I hold you so highly in my life and what is going on right now between us is hurting me. Like it's literally killing me. It's crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had to let this out. I've been waiting to for a couple weeks, but I didn't want to come on here and just sound like I'm venting completely from an emotional aspect. I didn't want to sound like I'm bitching and I didn't want to slander anybody. I didn't want to, because there's things that have happened that hurt me from both of these people where I felt like I was being betrayed and I didn't want to sound like I'm putting them down at all. That is not what this is about at all. But the feelings are real. And I feel like a lot of us go through the same thing. If you want, send me a message or write down a comment either on YouTube, send me a DM on Instagram, on Twitter, wherever you like. That's Des doing the most. And just let me know what you guys think about this podcast, but also let me know if there's ever been a friendship that you've gone through where when you guys stopped talking, it felt like a breakup or even worse than a breakup. Because I know sometimes we'll date somebody and we'll stop talking to them. It's like, whew, thank God you're not in my life because you were a headache. But with friends, I feel like it just sucks because you really do love the person at the core, you know? But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and edit this now so I can try and put it up today. Right now it's Friday the 13th, so let's hope nothing spooky happens with this computer and program. See you guys next time. I'm still trying to post more frequently, but it's just kind of hard being a mom of two and being real. It takes a lot for me to come and sit down and record these because I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of things that I'm going through, and I never want to sound like I'm complaining or ungrateful or repetitive. So I like to, soak in my emotions, soak in what's really going on, and then come out and put something out in the air. But thank you guys for listening again. Thanks for tuning in. I love all of you guys. I really, really do. It takes a lot to listen to someone that isn't super popular. So if you got to the end of this video, just know that I really appreciate you. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. See you at the next one.